Hi, Steve. Now, do you have any idea why you've been called in here?
Do you want me to work on Sunday?
Far from it. We've had a complaint, Steve. And let's face it, it's not the first time, is it?
No.
That's right. Now, what exactly did you say to Mr. Johnson earlier on?
Oh, the fat guy?
Now, Steve, as I've told you countless times before, we do not call our customers fat. It's not our place to judge, just to serve with a smile. And from what I hear, you didn't serve Mr. Johnson with a smile, did you? I'd like to hear your side of the story before I take any action.
I just told him he'd had enough.
I see. Would you care to explain?
Well, the guy had already had the late breakfast and the big rib dinner, and he was coming back for a second round of burgers. He was sweating like crazy. He could hardly move, and I thought he was going to keel over at any minute. I just didn't feel comfortable serving him anymore, so I told him he could only have the salad.
Now you see, Steve, we live in a democracy, and as such, people are free to vote and eat however they like. It doesn't really matter whether we think it's good for them or not. And I'm sure people like Mr. Johnson are fully aware of their health conditions, and therefore, if he chooses to eat the rib platter, and whatever else is on the menu for that matter, it's his choice, and we must abide by it. Should anything ever happen to him, well, that's his own responsibility.
Why put the salad on the menu then?
To allow people to have a choice. It's their decision, not yours. We print the ingredients, the calories, the amounts of cholesterol on every piece of packaging, so that nobody can say that they were not fully informed beforehand as to exactly what they were eating.
But what if someone walks into a bar and is paralytic? The landlord can refuse to serve them. He has a duty to prevent him from doing further harm to himself.
That's different, isn't it? Cigarettes are harmful, aren't they? But do you see off-licenses refusing to sell them to people? Of course not, because people are fully aware of the harm they're doing to themselves. It's their choice. Look, when you deny people the right to choose based on how they appear to you, you're taking away that choice and potentially walking into a huge legal cobweb from which you may never escape.
Perhaps if the damage was more obvious, shopkeepers would refuse to serve people. Well, if a guy walks into a shop and asks for 20 Benson and Edges whilst breathing through a hole in his throat, maybe the shopkeeper would think twice about serving them. At the end of the day, this is just another dead-end minimum wage grunt job, which I do for a little spending money. But I don't want to be looking back for the rest of my life, remembering the day when I hauled that man's bloated carcass out of there, thinking about how I contributed to that.
Okay. Well, I think I've heard all I needed to hear. Thanks very much for your time.